Imagine living in a world with no pharmacies, no condoms, no birth control pills, and no modern medicine. Yet for thousands of years, people still face the same challenge we do today, controlling when and whether to have children. The solutions they invented were often ingenious, sometimes they were bizarre, and occasionally they were downright deadly. From crocodile dung in ancient Egypt to a mysterious plant harvested into extinction, the history of birth control reveals just how far humanity has gone to shape its own future. This is the strange, creative, and sometimes lethal history of ancient birth control. Today, pregnancy is supported by modern healthcare, but in ancient times, childbirth was one of the most dangerous events in a woman's life. Across many civilizations, maternal mortality rates were shockingly high. Families struggling with poverty often could not support many children. Wars, famines, and disease made survival uncertain. For these reasons, people searched desperately for ways to prevent pregnancy. Ancient birth control wasn't just about convenience. For many, it was a matter of survival. The surprising reality is that humans have experimented with reproductive control for at least 4,000 years. Some methods were surprisingly effective. Others were little more than dangerous guesswork. One of the oldest recorded birth control methods comes from ancient Egypt around 1850 BCE. Medical texts describe women using a mixture of crocodile dung, honey, and plant fibers. This mixture was placed inside the body before intercourse. At first glance, this sounds completely absurd. Why crocodile dung? Historians believe the goal was to create a physical barrier that prevented sperm from reaching the uterus. Interestingly, some researchers suggest the acidic nature of certain ingredients may have had a mild spermicidal effect. But let's be honest, the health risks likely outweighed any benefits. Introducing animal waste into the body could easily cause infections and serious illness. Yet the fact that Egyptians developed such methods demonstrates an advanced understanding that pregnancy could be prevented through intervention. They may not have understood reproductive biology completely, but they recognized cause and effect, and that was a remarkable insight for the time. Perhaps the most fascinating birth control story in history involves a plant called silphium. Silphium grew in a small region of North Africa near the ancient city of Cyrene. The plant became incredibly valuable throughout the Mediterranean world. Ancient writers praised it as a medicine, seasoning, and most famously a contraceptive. Women reportedly consumed silphium to prevent pregnancy. Demand became so intense that the plant was harvested on a massive scale. Its image appeared on coins. Merchants transported it across empires. Rulers treasured it. Then something extraordinary happened. Silphium vanished. Whether due to overharvesting, climate change, or agricultural failure, the plant eventually became extinct. According to legend, the last known stock was presented to the Roman Emperor Nero. Imagine a birth control product becoming so popular that humanity literally harvested it out of existence. Silphium remains one of history's greatest botanical mysteries. Across Greece, Rome, China, India, and the Middle East, people experimented with countless herbs and potions. Some women drank mixtures containing pennyroyal, rue, wild carrot seeds, and other plants believed to prevent conception. A few of these remedies may have had limited biological effects. Modern studies suggest certain plants can influence reproductive processes. However, dosage was impossible to control. The difference between an effective dose and a fatal one could be very small. Pennyroyal provides a chilling example. While it was widely used throughout history, concentrated forms of the plant can cause severe organ damage and death. Without scientific testing, ancient people often acted on tradition and hope. Many women unknowingly risked poisoning themselves in attempts to avoid pregnancy. These methods highlight a harsh truth. The desire for reproductive control was so strong that people were willing to gamble with their lives. Not every method involved herbs. Some cultures relied on physical barriers. Others used animal products, oils, or specially designed pessaries. Ancient Greek physicians recommended various substances placed inside the body before intercourse. In some regions, people believed magical rituals or amulets could prevent conception. Many methods reflected the scientific knowledge available at the time, Others reflected superstition. Yet behind every technique was the same human motivation. People wanted choices. They wanted control over their families, their resources, and their futures. The details varied from civilization to civilization, but the goal remained remarkably consistent across history. Looking back, ancient birth conti methods can seem strange, shocking, and even horrifying. Yet they reveal something deeply human. For thousands of years, people searched for ways to make decisions about reproduction. Some solutions were clever, some were dangerous, many were ineffective, but each represented a step in humanity's long journey toward understanding the body and developing safer options. The next time you see modern birth control on a pharmacy shelf, remember the generations who experimented with crocodile dung, hunted a plant into extinction, and risked their lives in search of the same goal. History's strangest contraceptives remind us just how far medicine has come, and how powerful the desire for choice has always been. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden side of history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating stories from humanity's past.